today I'm showing you how to make a drop like Zedd. So let's go. Go into your drums and start by setting your tempo to 130 beats per minute. Then click on the plus and add 16 sections. And now click here and choose electronic and crate digger. And then have the volume in the middle. Add a tiny bit of treble and remove the bass. And then go into edit and put out this hi-hat. Go out and loop it. But remove it to 8. Then copy this one and put it at 9. And you can turn off the metronome. Then go to the track view, add a loop, and drag out Festival Kick 5. Also remove this one to 8, copy and paste it at 9. And go into the settings and add the volume just a tiny bit over the middle and add a tiny bit of extra treble. Add a new loop and drag out full on beat. And split your clip between 1 and 2. And you see that you have 3 bigger lines between 1 and 2. Click on the third one and split it here. And remove the parts on the sides. And now you have this snare, so drag it into the first bigger line after 1. Click on settings and drag up the speed to twice. And now copy this one, put it at the third line before 2. And on this track, have the volume just a tiny bit over the middle and also a tiny bit of treble. Now you can mark these two, copy, and paste them on the first bigger line after 2. You can zoom out if you want to, so you only have 3 lines between each number, and paste it on the first line. So all the way to 7, and when 8 comes, you will have this gap, and mark all of these. Click and copy, and paste in one line after 9, like this. And then add a new loop, and choose almost reverse topper. Now split this clip at the first line after 1, and split again between 1 and 2. And remove the parts on the sides. So now you have this clap, and go into the settings and drag up the speed to twice. Click on this one, copy, paste it again, just like the other one, at the third line before 2. You can just look at the other ones, and also paste one in between. Click on it, on settings, and reverse it, and just drag it in. And now mark these 3, copy, and when you paste them, just look at the other ones. And then do like before. And at 8, add a new drum, and this time choose acoustic and roots. And just leave the volume, but add some extra treble and also some reverb. Then go into edit and add this drum fill or drum solo. And you'll have to zoom in. And zoom in even more. Just like this. And now copy this one and put it at 16. And now add a new drum. Choose electronic and deep tech. Have the volume a little bit over the middle. Add some treble and also some reverb. And then go into edit at 9 and just put out something. go out, drag it out to 11 and go in again. And add some hi-hats. And you'll have to zoom in. Zoom in even more. So together. And now loop it. But remove it to 16. And actually I forgot about the clap, this one from this loop. Have the volume a little bit lower the middle and add just a tiny bit of treble. And now add one more loop. This time on instruments, choose shaker. And drag out the highest one, African Rain something. And make sure you have 3 lines between each number. Click on the last line before 11 and remove it to here. And now copy this one, paste it at 11, 13 and 15. And you see this break here in the hi-hats and the shaker will sound cool together with the chords. And on this track, have like a fourth of the volume, add a little bit of treble, and also a little bit of reverb. And now add a keyboard, choose synth leads, and hyperdance, and turn the attack to the top. Then have the volume in the middle, and remove half of the bass. Also remove the echo and the reverb. And now make a clip from 1 to 8, and then add these bass notes, starting below C2. And remove a fourth. And zoom in. And if you want to, you can zoom out, switch this back, click on the screen, select them all, click on the green ones, copy, paste it at 3, but then drag them to the right note. So mark these two, and drag them down to a D, and now you can select them all again, click on the green ones, copy, paste them at 5, and these two at 7, mark them, down to D, remove these two, and remove these notes at 8. So altogether, and go out. If you want to, you can just remove it to 8, and then copy this one, paste it at 9, and then mark these both. Click and copy. And add a new keyboard. And choose Synth Classics and Quantum Keys. And turn these knobs like this. Have the volume in the middle, add a lot of treble, and remove the reverb. And then just paste the bass line. And add a new keyboard. This time choose Synth Bass and Mechanized Bass. Turn the cutoff all the way up, and these 3 all the way down to the left. And then have the volume somewhere around the middle. And paste again the bass line. But also remember to go into Settings and go up 1 octave. And add the last keyboard for the bass line. This time choose Synth Bass and go all the way down to Substantial Kick. And turn these knobs like this. And then have the volume around the middle, and also add the compressor, like this. And then just paste the bass line. And now add a new keyboard, and choose Synth Classics, and rich oscillators, and turn these 3 to the left. And have the volume just a little bit lower in the middle, add half of the treble, and almost half of the reverb. And now make a clip from 1 to 9, and go into Edit, and add some chords, around C4. And make it a fourth smaller. And zoom in a little bit. And now you can switch this back, zoom out, click on the screen, select them all, click on the green ones, copy, paste it at 3, but you will have to change some of the chords. For example, these ones at 4, so mark the lowest row, then these ones, and the last ones. And now zoom out again, click on the screen, select them all, click on the green ones, copy again, paste them at 5, zoom in here at 7, 8, chords at 7, drag them down, and we're also going to change these ones. Just like this. And then just remove these chords at 8. So hopefully all together will sound like this. If you want to, you can remove it to 8, click and copy, paste it at 9, and then mark these both, click and copy, and add a new keyboard, and choose synth leads and modular lead. Turn the cutoff, pointing left, and the release all the way down to the left. Have the volume just a little bit below middle, remove the echo and add reverb to around the middle, and then just paste the chords, and add a new keyboard, choose synth leads and jet stream. Turn the cutoff, pointing left, and resonance all the way down to the left, and then have the volume a little bit below middle, and add a little bit of treble, and then paste the chords, and add a new keyboard, choose synth leads and super sync lead, and turn the last two like this. Now have the volume just a little bit below the middle, and line it up with the reverb. Then make a clip from 1 to 9, and then add this melody, starting at C4. And remove a fourth. Zoom in a little bit. You can zoom out, switch this back, click on the screen, select them all, click on the green ones, copy, paste it at 3, put this note in the middle at 4, drag it up, like this, and then again, select them all, click on the green ones, copy, paste it at 5, but remove these 3 at 8. So all together. And again, just copy, or you can remove it to 8. And paste it at 9. And add a new keyboard. And choose Synth Classics and Quantum Keys. Just leave the knobs and have the volume just a little bit over the middle. And drag the reverb to the middle. And now paste the melody at 9, but go into edit because we're gonna make a harmony of this melody. So now click on the screen, select them all, and drag them up 4 notes. But you'll have to change some of them, so mark these ones, and drag them down, drag this one down, and again with these ones, and the last one at 12, drag it down, and remove the notes from 13 and forward, and just click on the screen, select them all, green ones, copy, paste them at 13, and remove the last 3 notes. So hopefully it will sound like this from 9. And add a new keyboard, choose synth bass and car horn bass, and turn these ones like this. And have like a third of the volume, and the same on the reverb. And make a clip from 1 to 9, and then add these notes after 2. But you'll have to zoom in a little bit. And the first note below C3. Zoom in even more. And then go up. And now we're over C4. And zoom out. Switch this back. Mark these ones. Click and copy. And not between 6 and 7, but one small line after. Paste it. Just make sure it stops at 7. But the last note, drag it up. So from 2. And at 6. And now you can loop this. Click and copy. And add a new keyboard. Choose synth bass and fat mono bass. And just turn all the knobs pointing in like this. Have the volume in the middle, and just leave this treble, and also add some reverb. And then paste it here. And add a new keyboard, and choose FX and Arcade Synth. Just turn off the arpeggio, and have the volume just a tiny bit over the middle, and add a tiny bit of treble. Remove the echo and add reverb to the middle. And at 4, go into edit, and add these notes. Make it 4 times smaller, and zoom in. And also 1 octave higher, so at C5. And now copy this one, and paste it at 12. And now mark these both, copy and add a new keyboard, and this time choose FX and Hacksaw Bass, and turn these ones like this. And then have the volume in the middle, and add reverb to the middle. And paste it at 4. And now go to the track view, and we're gonna add some loops with some FX. So make sure you click on instruments and click whatever instruments you're on. So you just get all the instruments. And first drag out Boomer FX 22. Click on this one, copy and paste it at 9. But on this track, have like a third of the volume, a tiny bit of extra treble, and remove the bass. Add another loop and drag out the Buster Synth Bass 2. You can remove it all the way to 2, and you want to move it to between 2 and 3, copy, and between 6 and 7. Now mark these two, copy, and paste them between 10 and 11. But on this one, have the volume in the middle, and remove the bass. Add a new loop, and drag out cobble topper and put it at 8. And just remove it all the way to 9. But also copy this one and put it at 16. And have like a third of the volume and also some reverb. A new loop and wipe out synth FX2. Put it at 8, remove it all the way to 9 and have like a fourth of the volume and a lot of reverb. And the last loop, choral tension vox pad. And put it at 9 and remove it to the third line of 10. Go into settings and go up 9 semitones. Copy this one, paste it at 11, 13, 15, but remove it to 16. And also go into this track and here choose producer effects and filter sweep up and turn these ones like this. And the speed is really important, so make sure it's on the top and a little bit to the right. And maybe you'll have to listen, just turn on the metronome and you can solo this track. And make sure you get this sidechain effect. So then, have the volume like a third or so, and add reverb to the middle. And also make sure to remove your shaker to 16. And altogether, it will sound like this. And that's about it, so thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you want to, and good luck with your song.